I coach a lot of adolescent athletes, as you guys know. This is the third person this week who's gone off to school in the fall who had to get a physical and was honest on the questionnaire and said occasionally experiences some anxiety, which almost everybody does. And the doctors, the MDs, clearly well-intentioned human beings in general, but from my perspective, deeply unconscious, are pushing meds, psych meds, anti-anxiety meds, SSRIs, on 18-year-old athletes that are fine. Not only are they fine, but they acknowledge that they're working with a life coach, sports psychologist, me, and their lives are working. But because they acknowledge that from time to time they experience anxiety, they're getting pushed antidepressants on them. 3 in a row this week. That's why I'm doing this video. It's really disheartening. It's very unconscious. The vast majority of people don't need these drugs. Are they occasionally necessary? Occasionally. But when you have a healthy 18-year-old male that occasionally experiences anxiety, what do I have them do? Train their minds. That's what this kid is doing. That's why he is happy most of the time and so productive and going off in the fall, right? So he's training his mind. He's exercising. Exercise is just as effective, if not more so, for mild and moderate depression. We've known that for decades. The MD should know that. Exercise, not medication. And by the way, there's no long-term longitudinal studies on these meds. They're all like 6 months or a year. So they put these kids on meds or adults on meds and they're on them for years. And what does that do? Eventually, there's side effects. They don't know. And they're going to say, most of the time, they're going to say they're harmless. They don't know that. One of the side effects of an antidepressant in general is sexual dysfunction. It's hard to come as a male. That's going to affect the kid. He's a kid. It's going to affect his self-esteem. And this unconscious but well-intentioned doctor is just going to push meds down his throat. The kid he's had a lot of coaching. Me again. So he had the presence of mind to say no thank you in a polite way, but he was upset by it afterwards because, this kid's like realizing they're doing this to everybody. Then he goes home and he tells his mother about it, and the mother's like saying, well, it's okay to take meds. Well, I knew instantly she's on them. And then he tells me I shouldn't tell you this, but my mom's on the meds. And I'm like, I know she's on the meds. How do I know that? By the way she's kind of pushing him on her son who doesn't need them. This kid is healthy, very productive, happy most of the time, and a really good athlete. What could be better than that? He's got a great head on his shoulders and a ton of common sense, and he's a damn good person. No meds necessary. Hey, I'm Dr. Brett.